everybody. Welcome out to the Lagerman Guys Craft Beer Show. It is Tuesday, January the 27th, 2026. Jersey Johnny coming at you. What the hell is that? Jersey Johnny coming at you. With me, as always, is none other than a flushing toilet, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Dave took a bio break before the show even friggin' started. What the hell's going on with that?
I had to visit the crapper. Sorry.
You had to visit the crapper right now? In the middle of my intro of the show?
I don't pay attention to the intro anyway. That's for everyone else. So.
Why right now did you have to visit the crapper?
That way we can tie into Thomas Crapper Day.
Happy Thomas Crapper Day, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Thomas Crapper.
Now, interestingly enough,
who is, for those of us, and when I say those of us, I mean everyone, that don't know who Thomas Crapper is.
Thomas Crapper, he was a British plumber. Mm-hmm. Back in the 19th century. Now, the thing about this is a lot of people think Thomas Crapper invented the flush toilet, mm-hmm. and that's what we call it, crap, mm-hmm. or taking a crap, or the crapper, mm-hmm. right? None of those are actually true. He actually was a plumber, mm-hmm. but he made enhancements. He's got a couple patents that were enhancements to the flush toilet, mm-hmm. as I'm pointing to the flush toilet over there. But what's interesting is, and there's another urban legend out there because he was a plumber. Some of the the manhole covers in England say Thomas Crapper because they made manhole covers. So a lot of people think that the World War I GIs would see these things, realize this was for the sewer, and they'd say they were going to the crapper. That's also false.
Now, let me ask you a question on that note. If a clueless person was walking down the street and saw a manhole cover that said crapper on it, would he take the manhole cover off and use it appropriately?
Depends on how strong he was.
Yeah, they're pretty heavy.
They are pretty heavy. But it turns out that the word crap was never applied, was only applied to feces 10 years after Crapper was born.
What a great way to open the show. Yeah. Let's talk about these.
This is our shittiest opening.
This is the shittiest opening by far, folks. Holy shit. And I do mean that literally.
And now for our next day, which almost follows, I guess, it's National Chocolate Cake Day.
Happy National Chocolate Cake Day.
People are getting ready to eat their cake and they're looking at that frosting going, no, I'll pass.
For me, to all of you, I'm sorry. There you go. Anyway, yes. Well, happy National Chocolate Cake Day.
The saving grace is next year if Thomas Crapper Day will not fall on a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. This is true. Oh, because it's not like the third or fourth Tuesday. No,
it celebrates his birthday.
This would be this is the fourth Tuesday. Yeah,
Fourth Tuesday.
Fourth Tuesday. So anyway, it falls on his birthday, and it's the 27th. There you go.
Yeah,
there you have it. It's also 35 years ago today. Today's the anniversary of 35 years ago today. Why
is the 35th anniversary of something that happened 35 years ago?
There you go.
Of the date of 35 years ago.
Exactly. Of Wide Right, folks. Wide Right.
Wide Right. Yes, I saw Al Gattulo put that up there.
Yes, he did.
Norwood.
Scott Norwood. Yes.
Scott Norwood
fired the shot heard around the Giants world. Anyway.
Well, the state of New York, actually.
The state of quite literally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in Vermont at the time. But I heard it there too.
Yes. Well, Vermont borders.
True. I was kind of in the middle of Vermont at the time. We used to go skiing. 18 of us used to go skiing Super Bowl weekend every year back in the day.
They could only afford one pair of skis, so they had.
And we all shared. Yes, we all did. Yes, we did. You wait here. I'll be right back.
Everyone getting one run down the mountain each day.
Yeah. It was fun.
Stowe.
Killington.
Okay.
Killington. Went to Killington. Stayed we got 2 3-bedroom ski on ski off townhouses. The Super Bowl party was
ski on ski off.
Ski on ski off.
Is that Russian? Ski on ski off?
Ski on ski off. Yes, it's Polish Russian.
Polish Russian.
Ski on ski off.
Okay,
exactly. It was fun. Anyway, but back to the show. It's also National Geographic Day. So when Dave said this to me, he's like, I said, Happy National Geographic Day. Is it Happy National Geographic Day or Happy National Geographic Day?
It is not the National Day for Geography.
Right.
It is actually the celebration of the I think the first time National Geographic was published.
I was going to post some pictures, but I figured they would be inappropriate.
Yes, because if you remember Potts, no, it wasn't Potts, it was Ralph in Happy Days.
Ralph, yes.
Nude pygmies.
Nude pygmies.
You could not do that on TV now.
No,
that's rude.
That would be definitely rude. And do you want to mention the fourth day, or do we want to save
that?
No,
well, we're going to save that to the end in our farewell.
In our farewell, there you go. All right. So I don't know about you, but I'm thirsty.
I am.
So let's bring our guest on, please.
I'm hoping not to be soon.
This is very true. Please welcome to the show this week, Mr. Tommy Hendricks from Troegs Brewing. Tommy, how you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you for coming on. Appreciate it.
And see, you didn't know you're going to get a history lesson at the beginning of the show, did you?
No. You know, my day wasn't crappy enough. I'll tell you that.
Hey, right in with it.
There you go. So anyway, how are you on this fine evening, sir?
Good. You know, trying to stay warm. It is bitter cold out there. Only one frozen pipe in this house, which is I guess good. I don't know. It could be worse.
No. As long as it doesn't burst, it's not a bad.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But no, I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here. I'm drinking a beer. You know, settling in.
Why are we drinking a beer?
What
are you drinking?
What are you drinking?
Well, you know, I'm drinking some Troegs. But
shocker.
I'm drinking our new Pennsylvania lager, you know, right here. Comes in a nice 16-ounce can, also available in 12-ounce bottles, but not available in Jersey yet, but it should be coming out in the next couple months, hopefully. Nice, you know, traditional American lager, 100% Pilsner malt, decoction mashing.
Very nice.
Open fermentation. It's a tasty one. You know, a phrase that's become popular over the years, beer flavored beer, as they say. So enjoying it.
We love beer flavored beer on the show.
As a matter of fact, John and I are both going to be drinking a beer flavored beer.
Yes, we are. Right now.
Sunshine Pilsner.
Sunshine Pilsner.
All the best.
I'd show you the glass, but I forgot to rinse it first, so there's all kinds of bubbles, and it looks awful. And I look like a complete rookie right now.
Sunshine Pills. And I did rinse my glass, so I'll show you.
You did. Yeah,
beautiful.
But I'll show you. It's you see the bubbles on the side.
Yeah.
I'm going straight from the can, boys, but you know.
Yeah, that's fine. This gives me something to do after the show, because I love cleaning up after I've had a few beers. Actually, sad but true. I actually do. You can't stop washing dishes after I've had a few beers. It's weird.
Well, you know, I guess there's worse behaviors after drinking.
This is very true.
Oh, yeah. Back in the day, we're not going to get into that.
No, I don't want to do that.
Some of it appeared in National Geographic.
Yeah, Dave used to be a nude pygmy.
Yes.
Back in the day.
But then I grew a little bit, and they put clothes on me.
Exactly.
Yeah, there we go.
He didn't fit into the loincloth anymore. So anyway, it was too big. Never mind.
It moved.
I wear it as a hat now.
Wear it as a hat. There you go. Anyway, all right. So before we actually get into talking about some Troegs and some beer and everything else, let's ask you a question. The first question we ask every guest the first time that they're on the show. And that would be, to the best of your recollection, what was the first craft beer you ever had?
I actually do remember this one. Now, I grew up in the Lambertville area, obviously formerly housed River Horse.
Sure.
Yep.
I used to work for at one point, but this is before I worked for them. This was in college, but I was just like, oh, you know what? I've you know.
That's why you look familiar to me.
Yeah. Do you know me from my River Horse days?
I think I was at a beer festival that you were pouring for them.
Oh, probably.
Yep.
But anyway, I grabbed a 6-pack of Hop Hazard, you know, little pregame
Hop Hazard,
action before we walked over to New Hope, hit the bars. I was like, oh, you know what? All right, you know, this is interesting. and it's kind of all downhill from there. But that is the first one I remember drinking.
Right.
A beer that they do not make anymore.
No,
I think
first
they brought
one.
it back.
It's a first on the show, and I don't think we'll get that one again.
No, no, that's definitely. I think it's the first river horse that we've had on the show.
Definitely the first river horse.
Oh wow! Okay,
so interesting, but no, a good beer though. Yeah. When they made it, I loved it. I loved that Lambertville location. It was.
I miss that location.
That was really, really cool. I mean, we used to make a day of it, right? We take a ride down to 206, 202.
202. Yep.
And then we'd stop at get off in East Amwell and go over to what was it? The brewery, Unionville.
Yep.
Have do a tasting of wine, and we go into Lambertville, hit a couple of shops there, then park at the brewery, go in there and get our 4 samples, right? And about 16 samples later, we'd walk out of there, but we'd walk over the bridge and leave the car there, walk over the bridge, and go hang out in New Hope. And
what I loved about that brewery is you had to have a modicum of bravery to go there, because you go down that street, you're like, I'm in the wrong place. This is private property. You had to throw caution to the wind and go, fuck it, let's just keep going. It's supposed to be this way to actually find the brewery, because like I said, it looked like you were in someone's driveway.
Yeah.
And you couldn't see it for the longest time.
No, you couldn't.
So
it took a while to get to.
I think the first time I went there, I actually turned around, went back to the main street, looked at the map, because we didn't have cell phones back then with Google Maps on it. But no, it's supposed to be back there. And then like, screw it, I'm just going. And then it's like, oh, there it is. But I just love the whole gravity feed thing that they had going there.
Yeah, I never worked there when there it is.
And I'm showing that picture. You know why?
Because Tommy's on the show.
No, that isn't an old picture. That's from a year and a half ago. It's
still up.
Oh, they still have those. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I mean, I obviously always knew that brewery to be there. It's like it was there for most of my cognizant life, and obviously I didn't know what the deal was when I was a kid, but like I went to the gym that was attached to it during high school. I remember, on brew days, you'd be like, what the hell is that smell? And then, now it's like music to my nose. That smell, but
I'm working out, but I want cereal for some reason.
Music to my nose. I like that.
Music to my nose. That's a,
but
you're gonna tell Eric.
Then
that, right?
I also, one of me and my cousin, we went to the library like during high school one day and just like made a movie with like, they did like some program, like the local library, and it premiered in there at River Horse. So like, there's like a lot of history with River Horse for me. And then eventually I worked for them, which was, fortuitous.
Let's, before we get into that, and then we'll continue on that conversation because that's where we're headed. But the next question we always ask everybody is, what was the first brewery you visited? I can imagine that it was indeed River Horse.
No.
Ooh.
No, it was not River
the plot
Horse.
thickens.
The plot thickens.
The first brewery. So
this
one is actually hard for me to remember. It was one of 2. They're both Pennsylvania brewery. One that I work for currently, Troegs, or it was Yards. It was one of the 2. The old Yards.
I like the old Yards better.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the new place is cool, but it's a restaurant and a factory.
Yeah.
The
food's good.
But yeah, it had to have been one of those 2, because I remember my first time at Troegs. Me and my buddy were headed out to Hershey to see Van Halen, and Van Halen canceled on our way out there.
Oh.
And he was like, well, you want to just go to Troegs? Because he went to college out there. And I was like, yeah, sure. Great experience. But, and then, Philly, anytime I went to a concert, it was down there. So definitely hit Yards at some point. So it was one of those 2.
So we'll put down Troegs or Yards.
A Pennsylvania brewery, not a Jersey brewery.
Now, so my next question before we get into talking about it is, since your first beer was from River Horse and you worked for River Horse, and your first brewery may have been Troegs and you now work for Troegs, when are you gonna be doing any work for Yards?
Oh man, well, you know what?
I'm kidding.
I remember talking to Ron Johnson before I even got into the industry. And I was like, Ron, because I met him at like a beer dinner. You know, this is the old Yards rep, no longer, but I was like, man, Ron, you're cool. Yards is cool. I wish I could work for you. He's like, oh yeah, he gave me my card or his card and stuff like that. I was still like in college or whatever, but I would have loved to have worked for Yards, but yeah, that would be funny to hit the trifecta.
That would have been funny. Yeah. Well, on that note, okay, so you went to college. You visited. You had haphazard from River Horse. You went out to. You were out at Troegs. Obviously, whether it was the first or the second brewery, it was you were out at Troegs when you were at Hershey. When River Horse, I'm assuming, was your first gig in beer.
Yeah, I was working at a liquor store in Lambertville.
Okay.
It used to be called Welsh's. It's Wonderful World of Wine now, owned by a family friend. I knew.
How was that?
Yeah, I heard that too. Not on my end, folks.
That was back there.
Yeah.
I think someone might have a bit of a sniffle.
Yeah. But I was working at the liquor store while I was finishing my degree at Rider, and one of the 100 reps lived right down the road, and he'd be in all the time. That's where he would shop, and I would chat with him all the time. We had a lot in common. We were both Packers fans and Yankees fans, so we would chat about that kind of stuff. And obviously, I love beer, so I tried, and it was a pretty, hey, I don't want to put Wonderful World of Wine on blast right now, but it was a family-owned operation, so we got to sample a lot of the wares. Sure. So I got a nice little education. Got to give a shout out to my boy Phil Pittori, who was the beer manager there at the time. He taught me a lot. He had written for, I think, was it Philly Beer? Was that a old publication, Philly Beer Mag or something like that?
Philly Beer Mag.
Yeah. And, taught me a lot, graduated, started working there more, talked to Brandon, who was 100 in rep at the time. Obviously 100 was a craft beer distributor in Jersey here. No longer, unfortunately, but
talked about it many times on the show.
I'm sure. Yes.
We've said, I've said this to you, the worst thing that ever happened to craft beer in New Jersey is 100 closing.
You got that right. And yeah, I think his girlfriend at the time worked at River Horse and then left, and there was an opening, and he was like, you should apply. I applied. He gave Chris Walsh an email, shot him an email saying, hey, this kid applied, yada yada yada. Next thing you know, I'm knee deep in the craft beer world, selling it. Didn't know what the hell I was doing. So that's my story.
That's your story, and you're sticking to it.
Yeah, so far.
So what were some of your favorite releases? I got to ask for River Horse.
Ooh, Hippo Hand, the Buddha Hand Fruit Double IPA was awesome. Belgian Freeze got me into a lot of trouble.
Belgian Freeze got a lot of people into a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
It was
sneaky.
Yeah, and you know what? And it's still a good beer, and I don't take anything away from what Chris and everybody is doing with the brewery and the direction and the very large batches of beer that they make now. But specifically talking about that beer, I did my love for it was just slightly a little higher when it was a small batch beer.
Sure.
Bigger batch. It was just so. Oh my god, the beer was so good.
Yeah, Belgian Freeze was a banger. I really love that beer. In terms of releases, at the time when I was working there, they were still doing Hypnotizing, which was a really solid IPA. recipe Special Ale, if you remember that
Special Ale was good. I like Special Ale.
Yeah, I mean, it was like an amber ale that used to be a bitter, ESB or whatever.
Yeah,
but
it was an amber ESB.
Yeah.
Basically,
it was one of those beers, and you know what, skipping ahead to like Troegs, like when you kill an amber, right, out of your portfolio. Mm-hmm. You get the most outrage, I would say, but like on a small scale, just like those are the loudest voices, like the littlest voices are the loudest ones, right? Because yes, like a Special Ale when I was a River Horse killed that, because it's just it just unfortunately not really the style of today, right? Yeah. Not of today's palate, and it's just hard to justify brewing it. So that one killed. I remember a lot of angry people talking to me. I'm like, I
think ambers will come back though.
Ambers, I've been saying that too for 10 years. They will. And then Hopback Amber at Troegs, that was another one that 100 in reps, buyers and consumers all were pissed off about that one. That was like, well, where were you? You weren't buying it, So
I think one of the reasons for that
they just wanted it's like a diner taking the Monte Cristo off of the menu, mm-hmm. right? No one was buying it, but just the fact that it was on the menu.
But I think
it was available for any time that they did kind of feel like having it.
But I think that Hopback, the outrage of getting rid of Hopback, there was something else there. Because back in the day, Nugget Nectar was built off of Hopback. So everyone thought, right. So everyone thought if you're getting rid of Hopback or you're getting rid of Nugget Nectar, everyone thought that was the death of Nugget Nectar. So I think that had a lot to do with the outrage more so than taking an amber off the list.
Well, also, if you look at like the history of like craft beer in New Jersey and looking at Hunterdon, back in the day, their lead IPA was 60 minute, right?
Yeah.
And their lead amber was Hopback for a long time.
Sure.
And, you could look back at the sales data. You're like, wow, Hopback used to just slay on draft. It was really cool, but it's just sign of the times, right?
Well, I'll be honest with you. Years ago when I worked for Defiant, they're one of their top, usually two, but definitely top three beers was Muddy Creek, their amber lager.
Mm-hmm.
And that was all over. That was in the brewery and sales in New Jersey, New York. It's crazy. And you would think it's not amber ale, it's an amber lager, but they went through a ton of it. But,
well, it gets to a point, right, where you become one of the few breweries that's making a certain style, right? Like I look at Troegenator for Troegs. I'm like, well, not a lot of people are making a double bock that accessible, right? Mm-hmm. And it still does well for us. So.
I wish I had one of them.
Oh, it might be coming later.
But no, you're absolutely right. So, all right. So when was that you worked for River Horse? What years what are we talking here?
Let's see, 2017 to 2019. I worked there for 2 years.
Fair enough.
And then got an opportunity at Troegs, and I've been there 99% of the time since then. I took a brief stint off this year to try something else, and it wasn't for me, and they wanted me back, so I came running back into open arms at Troegs.
There you go.
Nice.
There you go. The industry's, like that in a lot of ways, with a lot of people. But all right, so 2019, you jump into Hershey, so to speak.
Yes. What would you please rephrase that?
You make the move to work at a brewery in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Park. Okay, that's better.
I guess that's better.
Shout out to Tommy Crapper.
Hey, kind of bring it up every now and then, or push it out, one or the other.
Yeah.
However it works. You done with your first beer there, Sarah?
I can be.
I have a little tiny bit left here.
Num.
Oh man, I'm telling you, It's not because I wanted to get over with this. I love this Pilsner. This is really.
Oh yeah,
it's Sunshine Pilsner, one of my favorites.
It's such a unsung hero in our portfolio. It was a seasonal for us that we moved to year round. The Sunshine tag is a little bit. I will say, as a salesman, it's a little tough when it's -5 degrees out. But I think that beer is great all year round.
Oh man.
It's Kreuzen too, which is like not a lot of breweries in the States are doing Kreuzen Pilsners that are, scale. So it's a great beer. It is a great beer.
I am looking forward to this next one, because I haven't had it in so long. And we were talking about it earlier. Is that just the color of it? But it is this beer right here.
This one right there you go.
It's been a hot minute since I've had a Nugget Nectar.
And we got to put that up there.
Oh.
There we go.
I got to finish mine.
Yeah, right. There's the color.
Yeah, beautiful dark amber color.
Oh my god. Hold on. Music to my nose.
Music to your nose. There you
go.
That's a very good beer name. I wonder what brewery I can get to brew that. Dave. I wonder what brewery I can get to brew that one.
I don't know. Stop touching yourself.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, Nugget, once a year release for us. This is John Troegner's birthday beer, January birthday, just like myself, kind of.
Yes, by the way, it was a week ago, but happy birthday, Tom.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Happy birthday,
Tom. Nugget Nectar is such a storied beer for the brewery, I think. Just kind of like, so, the little ticker at the bottom of the screen right now says double red ale. I mean, that might be what it is, but like it is. I thought
it was a double amber, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's an imperial amber ale, right?
Yeah, so amber.
We can adjust that.
At the time,
it's the technology, which sometimes craps out on them.
At the time, nobody had like even thought of what that was. This is the early 2000s.
Is that better?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Music to my eyes. But it's just
you're running out of organs.
Yeah, we'll get there. There's plenty more. We'll get into the phalanges at some point. But
music to my phalanges.
Music to my toes.
Yeah. But Nugget Nectar, just at the time, like the hop craze hadn't really quite started, but like people wanted, to kind of challenge their palates a little bit. And we kind of came out with this beer, and it was that nice amber malt bill just really was super approachable and familiar for a lot of like the adventurous drinkers at the time. And then on top of that, we got just like great aromatics and flavor profile from the hops.
It's amazing. It's just like, This is, and Dave's heard me say this a billion times. Tommy, you may have even heard me say this. This is one of those beers that I don't want to drink, because if I drink it, the smell will go away.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the thing I remember most about this beer, this is early on, one of the beers that people waited for it to be released.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And when it got released, it was a race to the liquor store because they'd run out. If you didn't get your Nugget Nectar within the first week of it hitting the stores, you were screwed.
Yep.
You didn't get it. You had to find somebody who got some and beg a bottle from them. This was before the days of people lining up for can release or big stout release. This is just releases to the stores. People wait for
truck chasers.
Truck chasers.
Yeah.
Rest the 100 in truck. Let's go.
It's kind of
it was like back in like to look at like 100 as an example. I remember people chasing the KBS trucks.
Oh yeah,
the Nugget Nectar, Mad Elf. We're very fortunate to have two big releases, and even at one point you can lump Nimble Giant into that. When that first came out, but we're very fortunate at one point. I mean, there's still hype around this beer. It's just more a familiar hype, if that
Right.
makes sense. It's like familiarity, hopefully getting new people to, you know, try it and fall in love with it. But yeah, I remember those days too. I had not worked for Troegs at the time, so like, you know, it was one of those things. It was like, man, I would love to sell beer like that. Seems pretty easy.
Yeah, beer sells itself.
It definitely does. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's what if you're the rep, they're bugging you. When's Nugget Nectar coming out? How much can I get?
Yeah, exactly.
And Tommy, I've told you my my Nugget Nectar story at the brewery, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Dave knows it, so I won't bore him again with it. But in any event, this is, and you know what? While I was drinking that Nugget Nectar, I was eating that.
Oh yeah, one of our
pretzels. The pretzels there.
Oh God.
And they're made from spent grains, right?
Yeah. We spent grains. You know, we're always switching up our menu. I mean, I think that one's still a mainstay.
I've never seen the pretzels go away.
Yeah. It was. I remember it was my first trip there ever, which might have been my first brewery trip. Golly, I wish I could remember.
It's one of the two.
Was. Yeah. We definitely got the pretzel. So good though. Yeah, love Nugget Nectar, and like you mentioned before, you know, that this was hopback kind of doubled, right? You know, it's like this base and that nice amber malt bill, and then it has more alcohol in it. That's cool.
This is very true. Very true.
I do know that when last time I had it, that's what I was eating.
You got to go in a little pizza. It's a pizza.
Oh, pizza. Oh.
Yeah,
From?
That's actually from Lovey's in Morris Plains.
Okay.
John and I talked about that earlier.
We were just talking about that earlier.
But yeah, it actually, I checked it in saying Happy Nugget Nectar Day.
It's on Untapped. All right, cool.
Because it was, you know, that's the day it was in that year. That's going quite a ways back. That was February 9th.
Very nice.
Okay. Yeah. There was. I mean, now it releases a little bit earlier these days, but yeah, it would be
early
late
February,
January, early February in Jersey usually. Hunterdon always liked to hold off and get like a later batch for February release. I remember just because January's tough.
Yeah, you're not selling a ton of beer in January. The two shittiest months of the year in the beer business is January and July. So
yeah. Well, and you know, that's the real selling point for Troegs in general is like, hey, we have this nice bright spot and it's like dark wintry time that nothing's really going on in the alcohol industry, but hey, here's this big release. So that was always cool, and it still holds true today, I think.
Well, in January, you also have the added thing, the added issue, and I mentioned also in that check, and not only was they celebrating Nugget Nectar Day, but the fact that my neighbor across the street had plowed my driveway for me.
There you go.
So, but it's the snow, you know, getting out, getting the beers. You don't get to the bars a lot because even when you can get out of the driveway, get to the bar, you got to be really careful driving on those streets after a couple.
Oh, yeah.
So,
as opposed to not even caring about driving in the streets when there's no snow on the ground.
Oh, there's that. have at it. No, don't have at it. We don't condone that.
We don't condone that.
You know, if it's above 50, have at it. No.
Catch up on a couple of comments really quick. Brian Boak is watching. Cheers.
Hey, Brian.
Just got out of a meeting, heading to the basement to get a beer, and then he got that beer. His first beer is his Belgian Saison.
Oh, okay.
Hope you brought the hot dog down there so that just whining at the door.
Exactly. And then
Vanessa, dog.
And then Vanessa Kitty. Hi, Vanessa.
Hey, Vanessa.
Hello, Vanessa.
How are you? How's Connecticut? Let us know.
Probably cold and snowy.
Yeah, I was going to say, let us know how much snow you got up there. We got 3 inches of snow down here on top of a foot of ice. 3 inches of ice on top of a foot of snow. A foot of ice. Oh my God.
I was going to say, wow.
I was smart about it too, right? Because I was going to go out, like my original thing is, my normal thing I should say is like when it's snowing, I'll go out about halfway through the storm and shovel, right? So there's only half as much when it's done. But I knew that freezing rain and sleet was coming. So if I shovel everything, then I got solid ice on the ground. And I'm not getting that up. So I left it. I let it go all day Sunday. Yesterday morning, I went out. And now, again, I got 3 inches of ice on top of a foot of snow. So now I'm just stepping on the ice to break it, lifting that up, and then shoveling the foot of snow. So,
kind of like a creme brulee.
pretty much. Exactly like a creme brulee, sir.
Yeah, all right.
Like that.
Exactly.
Not as tasty. But...
Not near as tasty. No, not at all. All right. So, yeah, Nugget Nectar. We'll get to Mad Elf. How's that? We'll start with Nugget Nectar release, right? So Nugget Nectar comes out. Like I said, this is just like you said, the aromatics.
I may have 2 of them before I get to my last. We'll see.
This is amazing. But
I forgot how much I loved this beer.
It's so good. It's just so good.
Yeah, it's a miracle too that like a beer like this is still, like on the forefront of some people's minds.
You know what?
And anticipated.
Here's my
still
thing.
Anticipated.
Here's my thing, Tom. One of my favorite beers to drink from, say, the beginning of November till the end of December, beginning of January.
Here comes Celebration.
Is Sierra Nevada Celebration. This just continues that flavor profile.
There you go.
Oh yeah. It's a nice. I mean, listen.
And if you look at it, there's nuggy squeezings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Rebrand.
You can't say Selly squeezins, Selly drippings. Yeah, can't do Selly drippings.
That's why I say that's why I say
squeezins.
Nuggy squeezins.
Nuggy squeezins. There you go.
Yeah, no, this beer is awesome. I always look forward to it. It's one of those ones like it's like, okay, like I hope that it sells out of my wholesalers pretty quick, so all my leftover samples are for me. It's like, okay, here it goes, right into the fridge. So it's a great beer. It is
so good, so good. All right, so now what let's talk about the core items. So the core beers, year-round beers, not seasonal, not seasonals. Obviously, Sunshine Pils is one of them. Continue.
Read the hat.
What was that?
It's John's hat.
Oh, Perpetual.
Oh, there you go. Read the hat.
Read the hat.
I was like, what is going on?
I said lead the bat. I was like, what?
No.
Yeah. Perpetual.
Seat the cat.
Sink the cat.
Perpetual is number 1, right? This is our bread and butter. This is number 1 selling IPA in Pennsylvania. Actually, number 1 selling craft beer in Pennsylvania. Usually, IPA kind of is going to cover that anyway.
Right.
Obviously, I'm a New Jersey representative, so it's my job to make it number 1 in New Jersey. Although that's an uphill battle. We got some great IPAs,
There might be one.
There's some good liquid in Jersey. So
yeah,
there might be one that whose logo looks similar to John's shirt, but isn't. That's
at the brewery. The beer's
logo, the beer's logo, and it's in every damn restaurant you walk into.
Yeah, listen.
So.
There's more head high lines than there are Sam Lager lines in New Jersey.
Oh yeah, easy.
Yeah. So settling for 2 is not a bad thing in Jersey.
Yeah. We'll take 2. Hey, we own our home state, and we do really well with Perpetual across our whole footprint. But Perpetual, just kind of a West Coast style, right? Old school, right? During COVID, we saw. I mean, this beer has always been a workhorse for us, but since I've been with the brewery, it has grown every year, right? And that is very impressive. Even last year, and like even so far into January, it's growing still. This is a beer that it's just dependable. We don't switch it up. It just tastes good, and it's not hazy, right? There's haze fatigue, right? There's no doubt. I got it.
Haze fatigue is very, very real.
Very real. And it sometimes you just want to have multiple of one beer, and it's tough to do multiple of a hazy beer, in my opinion. But
I would agree.
I think that this beer is just classic, right? It's actually sometimes I will say this is probably my favorite beer in our portfolio because I always know what I'm getting, right? It's always going to be consistent. it's a lot of the reasons like a beer like Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, I'll always grab. It's like, I know what I'm getting. This is a good beer, great flavor profile, classic, nostalgic too. But Perpetuals just kind of fills that role. Perpetuals, number one. And, 2 years ago, we released a hazy beer in like a hazy, juicy style into our year-round lineup called Graffiti Highway. That's crept up into almost, it's our number 2 individual selling beer family in our portfolio, throughout the year, which is a new school, right? We have old school Perpetual, your classic craft beer drinkers who just want a nice clear IPA that you can actually taste the hops and have a nice malt backbone. And then you have Graffiti Highway, which is for the new school drinkers who like that really soft mouthfeel, easy on the palate, just crushable, very tropical and citrus focused. So those are 2 big IPAs, right, in our portfolio, and then in our year-round portfolio. And then the big switch up, right, from there is Troegenator, our most awarded beer, a double bock of all styles. Just honestly, I tried to get this slogan going with our marketing department for a long time. There's graphics like dating back to like 2019, and it was at the time like White Claw was like popping off, and it was like ain't no laws when you're drinking claws. So I was like, ain't no haters when you're drinking naters, and boom. Like we had some stickers made like that I gave out at some events. I love Troegenator. That's such a banger.
Troegenator is a fantastic beer. Again, I got to get one of them soon.
Not, and like you said, it's not a style that you see a lot of people in the U.S. doing.
No, you certainly don't. It at this point it would be like, if I was a United States brewery that was like, hey, we're going to make a double bock year round, I would say, all right, well, when do you want to get your bankruptcy notice? Because it's a tough style to like break into the market with, right? You better make that thing hoppy.
The other thing I love about it is that Troegs stuck to the naming convention.
Yeah.
Of the air at the end of a double bock.
Yeah. It was familiar for people who were familiar with like the imports of the world, and then like also kind of gave us some brand recognition because like back when Troegenator, like back when we started like really growing as a brewery when we were still in Harrisburg, like years and years and years ago, our main beers were Hopback, Troegenator, and like Troegs Pale Ale were our main 3 kind of core items, and 2 of those we don't make anymore, at least not all the time. Sometimes you can sneak out to the brewery and taste it, or if you're at McGillen's in Philadelphia, you can have some Hopback. That's a little trade secret right there.
McGillen's in Philly.
Yeah.
Writing that down right now.
Yes, am I?
Because we might be there in April.
We might not. We will be there.
Also, if you want to have some hop knife too, you can have that there too. That's
hop
knife.
Hopback and hop knife.
Yep. But we just kind of like really grew our brand through kind of these, relating it to Troegs and the Troegner brothers and like Troegenator was one that I think is a testament to the brand strength and people like kind of looking at Troegs like Troegenator's like this devil thing, like what is going on? Like people see that logo and they're like, oh yeah, and they know it's like a heavy hitter, right? Which is like we see it with your guest from last week, Gold Monkey still a strong contender. It still sells and that people like, and it's one of our owner John Troegner's favorite beers. He says he drinks it at the beach. He's a maniac. That's
not a beach. Okay.
To him, it is okay. And I gotta give John
where
his
the
flowers.
beach in Germany is.
I don't know if I'll be drinking something that high with my phalanges in the sand.
Phalanges.
Oh man. But yeah, those are our big three kind of sellers, and then this Troegs Pennsylvania lager that we're releasing, went off to a hot start in Pennsylvania. Not sure, about outer markets. Obviously, it's branded for Pennsylvania, but we do a lot. We have a nice variety in our core items. We are releasing an extra stout into our core lineup this year.
Nice.
It's going to be replacing our chocolate stout, which is Grand Cacao, and one of the
Grand Cacao's going bye-bye.
Not exactly. It is, I think, from a package standpoint, but we need to keep it around to do chocolate elf and stuff like that, every year. And we'll continue to brew it. But in terms of like 6 packs of a stout, extra stout, it's going to be Night Gazer stout.
Night Gazer. Okay.
Yeah. We've made it at the brewery a couple times. People love it. I think it's a little bit more my speed. Nice roasty stout that's not 12% or too sweet. That's kind of right in my wheelhouse. But yeah, those are, like our core. Another core item to us is obviously our variety packs, which is like, you get a little bit of everything in. And then, we consider our seasonal hop cycle a core item for us. It's a rotating seasonal, much like a brand like Sam Adams does, where, same UPC and you just kind of switch them out. And
right.
We have a new one coming out in a week, which would have been cool to be drinking on this, but I don't even have samples of it yet. So that one's called Daylight Chaser, a dark IPA.
Yeah, you were telling me about that. Anyway, you can get them before Friday.
You know what? Text Fritz. I don't know if they got theirs yet. They might have.
We'll have to figure out. There's like 17 beers. We got to pick 4 or 5 of them.
I know. But Daylight Chaser is gonna be cool. It's a dark IPA, and you're like, a black IPA? No, not a black IPA.
Not a black IPA, a dark IPA.
So you're gonna be looking at this beer. It's gonna look darker than a Nugget Nectar, and gonna be way more tropical.
Darker than that, and it's gonna. You said tropical flavors, right?
It's gonna taste like you're drinking like a super modern IPA with super tropical and citrus notes, but have a nice dark malt base. It's like a Jedi mind trick is kind of how we're explaining it to people. You're just like looking at this like, what is this going to taste like? And then, a funny story about that beer. We were at the brewery for a meeting and they're like, do you guys want to taste it? We have a scratch version of it. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, bring it up. They bring up a pitcher, right? So we can all sample it out. This is the sales team. We're like, oh, really excited. They pour it out, and I'm like, okay. Look very dark. We start sniffing it. Like, this smells roasty. Like, they told us it wasn't going to be roasty. It smells roasty, and we tasted it. Like, this tastes roasty. Well, maybe they lied to us. And then they came up and was like, oh, we gave you our dark lager. We're like, okay, we thought we were crazy because we got none of the notes that were explained to us, but we got to try the real one. And it was
before you continue. So there was a scratch batch of a dark lager.
No, actually the dark lager was not a scratch at all. It's basically we in conjunction with the Troegs lager, we have a dark version as well.
Is that coming to Jersey? Because I'm gonna need that.
No, but I can get you samples of it. For sure. I mean, you know what? I'll never say never because, fair play to Bird's Mouth, right? Bird's Mouth is another brewery that's doing great work.
Andy's been on the show a few times.
Yeah, and they're doing some great stuff, and like they're proving that like some more interesting lagers can do well on draft. So like maybe we'll give it a shot in Jersey as well.
Lager is having I wouldn't say a minute, I was saying an hour.
At least. And dark lagers have been doing well in the state.
Yeah, but I don't even know. Did I answer any of the questions that were asked?
Did we
ramble?
No, we're in the middle of talking about the core beers, and you went through them all, and then moved on to my next question was
it was an open-ended
coming out this year.
It's one of those open-ended questions.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we always have some cool stuff coming out. You know, I'd keep your eyes peeled for some interesting pack exclusive beers in like variety packs coming this summer.
You know what? On that note, the current variety pack. Now, the current variety pack kind of covers kind of winter and spring, right?
Yeah. So
right.
Yeah, it will cover. We do our variety pack, right? So we do. It's called Perpetual Exploration. Always anchored by Perpetual, right? You throw a Perpetual in there, then you're going to get a couple other beers in there as well. And it's always going to be kind of in conjunction with our hop cycle, so our seasonal, thing. But it comes out a little bit later. So, if you see Blizzard of Hops in the winter one, it wasn't the same batch of Blizzard of Hops that we brewed, like and sent out in like around like Halloween,
right? Yeah.
It's closer to like the actual winter season, so that we can kind of blend it in. It just makes more sense logistically, and also, with whatever is going on with our portfolio. So that one came out, and we'll have the spring one out maybe in a month or so. But we also do, in the past we did like a summer 15 pack. I think we're going away from that. We're going to do a Graffiti Highway specific pack with Graffiti Highway, double Graffiti Highway, and then 2 pack exclusives in that for the summer. Okay. Different variations of Graffiti Highway. I think a single hop, and get ready for this word that you probably haven't heard in a while, session. Holy smokes.
Ooh. What is this session word you speak of?
I don't know, but I don't know why the hell it ever went away, because those are some of my favorite beers.
Well, it's funny though. I mean, back in the day, a session beer was like what, 4%, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now some people like, it's like 5.9. Oh, it's sessionable.
We need to have a talk, actually.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's not me. I'm not saying that.
That's what your liver said.
Exactly. We need to have a talk there. Yeah. Well, Dave.
Yeah.
Dave's beer that he's checked into the most on Untapped is a sessionable sessionable beer for double IPA drinkers.
It's a sessional hoppy ale.
Sessional hoppy ale for double IPA drinkers.
Yes. And what is this? What beer is this?
I don't know the name of it, but you always find it on a boat.
Okay. Gotcha.
Now you're speaking about your variety packs.
Yes.
So that leads into my next beer.
Yes, it does.
There it is.
Because it's what's the name of this particular variety pack? Most wonderful.
Yeah.
The most wonderful beer of the year.
Most wonderful beer of the year, right?
Yep.
And this year you had what? Naked Elf in it, Chocolate Elf.
Naked Elf, Chocolate Elf, Mad Dreams, and Mad Elf. So we finally said, this is the Elf pack, right? Why not? People love Mad Elf. And we had been doing, in the on-premise, so like bars, for years we would do these events where you got Mad Elf on tap, you got Dreamweaver, our wheat beer, and a chocolate stout. So in previous forms, it was just like a scratch chocolate stout, but now it's the Grand Cacao. And we would do blends, right? So you would do a 70-30 mix of Dreamweaver Mad Elf for Mad Dreams, It's basically just like Mad Elf Light, which is,
Right.
for somebody who's working at these events, is a godsend.
Right.
I'll tell you that. And then Chocolate Elf is 50-50, right? Of the
Right.
Mad Elf and the Chocolate Stout. So these events have always done great. People love it. They're like, what the heck? This is so cool, because Mad Elf, it's a big beer, right?
11%.
Yeah,
11%. And I wasn't going to drink it, except I was going to drink Naked Elf to cut back on the ABV a little bit, but I forgot to put one in the fridge this morning.
Classic
I remembered to put the Nugget Nectar in the fridge.
Well, that's a good thing.
But I forgot to put the Naked. I actually thought I had a Naked Elf in the fridge.
I gotta ask you.
But it escaped, ran around, and the police were called.
There you go. I gotta ask you, Tom. Is it just my memory, like making me think? Oh, what was the like the Mandela effect, right? Like, am I remembering something that wasn't the case, or was Mad Elf at one point 11.3%?
Not since I've worked there.
That's true. You got there in 2019, right?
Yeah, 2019.
I remember buying this, for the bar I ran back in the day.
Yeah.
And I'm going back to like 2010 and on from there, or even before that. And I remember it being 11.3%.
In 2010, it was 11%.
In 2010, it was 11%.
Okay. I
no, wait. Well, hold on. Was that AI on Google?
Nope. This actually looking at
an old bottle or something. Yeah, I can't confirm nor deny.
Now it's saying typically 11%.
Typically 11%.
All right.
I just, again, it could be a Mandela effect kind of a thing, right? But
I'll give you the 0.3.
I honestly do remember it being 11.3%.
Okay. Yeah. I'll give you. I mean, now, did you remember it being 11.3, or did you have 3 11% beers?
I may have very well had 3 of them. Because at that particular
in half an hour.
Well, I'll tell you. No, seriously, because I had one line. I had 16 lines at the bar, right? And eight of them were all rotating sixtils. The other 8 were 4 macros and then 4 seasonal or ish halves, right? Bigger kegs. And the one line, I'd have an Oktoberfest line which went into something else, but I'd have a pumpkin line, and when that pumpkin was done towards Halloween, Mad Elf went on, and Mad Elf stayed on until January. So I'd go through keg after keg after keg from 100 and halves. I'm talking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and like I said, I remember it being 11.3, but I mean, I could be wrong. It could be.
I can't find anything that points to it being 11.3 at any point.
Yeah, like I said, I can't confirm nor deny, but I'll give you the 0.3. I'll give it to you.
All right, fair.
And
but I mean, I'm fine finding out either way. I just remember that being that way.
Yeah. Mad Elf's a beast, still. And to speak on the 4th beer in that one pack, the most wonderful beer of the year pack is the Naked Elf, which is just stripped down Mad Elf, right? No cherry, no honey, no chocolate malt. So basically a Belgian strong blonde, right?
It's not a strong dark anymore. It's a strong black. Right. It's a chocolate.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's that beer is awesome too. That one's just like kind of one that we would do like randomly in the summer on tap at the brewery, and kind of became like a little bit of a cult favorite, and it just made sense to throw in that pack. But Mad Elf is a beast of a beer. Like I said it before, we're very lucky to have like some really great once a year releases. I look at Nugget Nectar, like that's awesome, right? An Imperial Amber Ale. Who's making that? Like,
right.
Whether the palates of today are ready for it or not, this beer is awesome. And then Mad Elf, everybody's got a Mad Elf story, right? That's so cool. It's become very traditional. People are like, got to get my 6-pack of Mad Elf for the holidays. Very cool. got to deal with the in-laws, whatever, you got to do whatever you got to do. We have some other good once a year releases throughout the year as well. Nimble Giant I mentioned earlier. That's the
Nimble Giant.
Fall in love with Troegs. I was like, whoa, big, like West Coast style double IPA, hit me with pineapple and pine. It's just like so good. And then also our Oktoberfest that we started releasing out into the world.
Troegs Oktoberfest is fantastic.
It just
really is
really good beer. Yeah, it really is. Beer. And we obviously do lagers great, right? Like we talked about Sunshine Pills, Troegenator, and even this Troegs lager. We do lagers great, and Oktoberfest is no different there. So,
and this past fall, you guys did Leaf Seeker too.
Yes, which was another new IPA in our Hop Cycle series, which is something that the only one that has not changed in the Hop Cycle series over the years, right? So this is our 4 beers that we do seasonally, 1 UPC, right? You can expect one come after the other. The only one we've done forever is Blizzard of Hops, which is a great beer, right? And we switched up a bunch, like Daylight Chaser, which I mentioned, the dark IPA, that's switching up something. That's a new one this year. Leaf Seeker this past year was new. West Coast style IPA. It's back. I mean, that one did so well. That beer was awesome. I really love that beer. And then Field Study in the summer is our summer IPA, which is a nice, sessionable, depending on who you're talking to, IPA.
But Leaf Seeker at the store, there was only one person, let's call him a customer.
Sure.
Okay? That bought and drank more Leaf Seeker than I.
Oh, wow.
Okay. and you back in now, I don't know if when was the first time you were a salesman in that store?
So funny enough, I never had Union County until I came back to Troegs this year.
Oh, so
we switched up territories. So basically, when me and you kind of connected,
all right. Pete, the buyer.
Oh yeah.
He was oh my God, he would text me, "Is there any Leaf Seeker left?" Pete and I go back way back, and obviously because I've been in the industry, I sold him beer, right? But he would literally text me, "Is there any Leaf Seeker left?" I'm like, "I'm actually down to 2 6-packs." He goes, "Put them both in the cold box for me."
Nice.
Nice. So, and I got to ask you, are you making Lil Nader this year?
No, so no Little Nader this year. We'll probably do a batch at the brewery, right? This is what Daylight Chaser is replacing, right? Okay. Little Nader was in our spring. So spring seasonals in general are impossible. It's a weird time of year, and we did 2 years of Little Nader, and not for nothing, Little Nader was awesome. Right?
Little Nader was delicious. It's
just
fantastic.
A nice, easy drinking Bock beer.
Oh my God! And now it's a single Bock, it's just a regular Bock, right? And so it's the little version of which beer?
Of Troegenator. Which
funny you should say that. I just poured one. There you go.
There we go.
Oh man, Troegenator. I could wax poetically about that beer. Look at the color.
Look at that. Look at that. I mean,
that is beautiful.
Ruby chestnut hue. Oh my God, it's gorgeous.
You'll get notes of like bitter chocolate, some stone fruit. I'm a blue cheese.
Give us a minute.
You go ahead.
I'm a blue cheese fanatic, and whenever I have a Troegenator, I'm like, God, I wish I had a nice, delicious blue cheese with this right now, because it is just such a good pairing. I love this beer.
I got to be honest with you. That sounds fantastic. I may actually have to.
I have
to open another one with some blue cheese later.
For lunch, I had a Camembert for lunch.
Ooh, all right.
That's Camembert and Gorgonzola blend.
That sounds really good.
Oh, it was fantastic.
You're living the high life on lunch. Holy smokes.
Yeah. And cranberry encrusted Stilton. I love my cheese. So, John, I've been doing some research. I have found references of Mad Elf at 11.7.
Okay, wow.
2015, apparently, it was at 11.7.
Okay. All right.
And I did find 2 references to it at 11.3. I just can't get the year.
I remember 11.3. I couldn't tell you which year it was. I remember somewhere between 2009 or 08 or 09, somewhere in there, and 2019. With all the Mad Elf I bought, at some point it was 11.3. That's what.
But for some reason in 2015, Mad Elf was 11.7.
Well, it just the yeast did a little extra.
Yeah, it went a little.
Year, that propagation of that particular strain went a little overboard.
So you're saying. So you're saying the flocculation was really good.
Flocculation.
One of my favorite brewing terms ever.
Flocculation, yes.
It sounds so dirty.
But you know what though? Kudos to you guys, right? To Troegs. And to put it at, let's say it was 11.3. Let's say all along it was 11.3. I mean, I'm being hypothetical here, right? But and then 2015 it was 11.7.
Tell yourself what you got to tell yourself.
I'm just saying, I'm being hypothetical, but then all of a sudden it's 11.7. Now you can have a plus or minus 0.5 difference to what it is. So if it was 11.3, then all of a sudden 2015 it was 11.7. You don't need to change the label because you have that plus or minus 0.5 that the TTB doesn't. Okay, yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, that's why we have so many beers that come in at 6.66.
Right, exactly.
None of them are 6.6.
No.
Not a single.
That's a marketing thing, but as long as it's within 0.5 plus or minus,
you can do it.
Right. You're right. So nobody's getting a Zom out.
Yeah, I'm looking at you, Jersey Cyclone.
Oh please! Before Jersey Cyclone.
I know, but that's the only one I can think of at the top of my head right now.
No.
Oh, wait a second. Didn't Rick do a 6?
Rick did it. Yes.
Yeah, Rick did it first.
Yes. Jersey Devil. I
think they're both Jersey Devil beers, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
That we're referencing here.
It was 6 point. It was 6. It was the ABV.
And Rick's was before that team existed. So
right. The ABV on that beer was 6.66%. And the IBUs on that beer were 66.6.
Yeah. Also, doubt it.
No. Hey, man, they were close.
Ish.
I read the readings. They were close. They were within the realm of they're okay. That's fine. Anyway. All right. So yeah, amazing beer, Tom. All year long, everything that's going on. We'll get back to some events and some other things in a minute. The brewery out in Hershey, it's just an amazing place. And I've had this picture up for I've had this picture up for a few minutes now. I just want to show it, and anybody listening to the audio podcast, tune in at 1 hour and 8.5 minutes into. Either on the YouTube channel or back on Facebook.
Yeah, skip the rest of the crap.
Watch the whole thing, please. But if you want to see it directly, you can skip it after that. But this is one of my favorite areas of the brewery. It's right in the front too when you walk in.
Mm-hmm.
Those fooders.
Oh
my God. Oh my God. I love it.
I tell you what. Do you like the smell of yogurt? You can go in there and smell those that lacto going.
I want in at a future date when there is this hanging on a sign over a doorway. I want 2 fooders, 2, and they don't have to be big. Well, half batch into whatever, that's fine. I want 2 fooders. One that's going to be lacto. It'll be an infected fooder. All right. The other one's for lagers, just for lagers. It's no no wild yeast, no nothing. It's just for lagers. And there's been a couple of breweries, and there's one in Pennsylvania actually made it fantastic. I don't know. You get out to Pittsburgh at all?
Not as much as I'd like, but
there's a brewery out in Pittsburgh called Troegs Brewing, and they make occasionally they make a Schwarzbier, and they lager it in a foeder, and it is so good. It's really, really, really good.
Yeah,
and again, it's a small foeder, and they're not releasing it to public. It's a brewery. It's a taproom only thing. But it's and they can a small amount for sale at the brewery, So I brought a 4-pack or 2 home, when I'm out there. But it's so good, it really is. But anyway, so that's why I love fooders and what you can do with them. And when the first time I ever walked into that brewery, and I walk in, and you don't have to walk in. I mean, the windows, as you're walking from the parking lot in, you're just looking at those great fooders sitting there. It's amazing. So anyway, talk about the brewery. Talk about the space out in Hershey.
Well, the fooders are interesting, right? Because I was involved in the decision. No, I'm kidding. Like the brewery was like, okay. At the time, it kind of looked like sours were going to be an important piece of the puzzle in the craft beer market. I wish it still was, because it's just so, we got these fooders, and we don't regret getting them, because we can make and ferment so many cool beers right in there, and they're just beautiful. They're Italian made. Just
are they fragile?
Just a little bit. You know what? They're probably solid as a rock.
Fragile. So it's an Italian Pilsner, basically.
Yeah.
There you go.
But the brewery is just incredible, right? We're the number one, if you care about USA Today, we're the number one voted craft brewery tour in the country.
Oh, cool.
5 years running, which is really cool. We really care about people coming in. We're very well aware of the advantageous position that we're in, being next to Hershey Park, which I'm sure will come up later.
Maybe.
And, Hershey Park gets 5 million visitors a year, something like that. And we're just so lucky to even get a little bit of that share, right? So you go in there, we have obviously excellent beer. We've talked about beer for a while. We got a great kitchen, snack bar.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, we make great food. We switch it up seasonally. We got a great staff there.
You guys make like 3 of my favorite mustards.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll take that.
You get a pretzel, you get 3 different types of mustard and cheese with it.
Well,
Put it on
the
the
good
border.
part about it is, right, because whenever I go out there, like I've been out there a couple times with Jess, and we both get a pretzel. She can't stand mustard, but she loves cheese.
Mm-hmm.
So you get two dipping sauces, right? You get cheese. She gets cheese and one of the mustards, and I get the other 2 mustards. And I take all the mustards. She has the cheese. We're good.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, it is really incredible. We go out there typically monthly for like sales meetings. It's a little bit of a drive for me, right? 2 hours, but kind of worth it. You're just like, all right, I get to know, I get to get some food from here, which is like really good, and that's it's like a nice little consolation prize for the 2-hour ride home, even though you're like, oh my god, I'm rolling out of here. But yeah, it's just a great brewery to like visit. This is something that comes up like in my day-to-day like work, right? I'm calling on accounts, I'm doing samplings, I'm doing events, and I'm like, hey, you got kids? They're like, yeah, go to Hershey Park, stop by the brewery. We're kid friendly. Stop in there. We got, great food, great beer. The parents should be able to play too, stuff like that. And if you don't have kids, well, what are you waiting for? Not with the kids, but like going to
the brewery. What are you waiting for?
Go to the brewery.
Come on.
Get liquored up.
But it's a really good time out there. We've expanded it, over the years. I mean, it's even different now. Like, or it's different when I started from the time that I visited, and that fateful Van Halen cancellation. David Lee Roth wasn't feeling good.
Now, so this is later on. This is like when David came back after. This is obviously post Gary Sharon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So,
what was the line in the Bowling for Soup song? Who the hell is that guy singing in Van Halen or whatever?
But it's a great place to visit and great tour. I really recommend it. We've just expanded a whole nother wing where we added a whole brand new canning line that's just like state of the art. We also
there's a ball pit. No, there should be.
We got a room for it. And we also have the ability to start doing.
There's a whole amusement park next door.
Go there. But a ball pit and a brewery, come on.
Not one kid in it. That's
no kids allowed. No children allowed.
It's cool though. Like we've been able to experiment with stuff beyond beer, right? We're able to do some like vodka drinks and stuff like that. Like,
I was wondering where that was going.
Yeah. No, we have like hoppy seltzers and stuff like that for people who don't
and a
drink.
meth lab in the other way.
Yeah, meth lab here and there,
Disclaimer, folks: there is no meth lab.
There is no meth lab. No. That's a victory.
No. Oh, Jesus. Okay, tell them put your keys away.
This is friendly competition, folks. Okay, at least it is in Jersey, anyway.
The one thing
it's a great spot. Yeah, we moved to Hershey from Harrisburg in 2011, and as cool as the Harrisburg spot was, this has been amazing.
Night and day. I mean, you're there 15 years now, right? So.
Yeah. But one of my favorite things about the brewery is the vintage elves.
Oh yeah, we have plenty of them.
And I've said it many times.
And the aged and the cellar aged
cellar mad elves, those as well. But there's
vintage elves.
I've said it many times.
Hi, how are you?
many times on the show. Mad Elf to me. In the first year it's released is like cherry rocket fuel. Sure. And I've always found it in its first year pretty much undrinkable, except for this year for some reason.
Yeah, you know what? I gotta tell you,
this year's was not as hot as previous years. Did they just make so much last year that they just released last year's?
No.
I got to tell you, no, and I've told you this before, Tom. I buy 2 6-packs of Mad Elf every year. I put one away and I drink one. And then the following year, I buy another 2. I put one away and I take the one from last year out and I drink the fresh one and the one that's a year old every year. And occasionally I will keep one for like a second year. I have 2 bottles right over here that are 2 years old, and I didn't have either of them. I had fresh stuff. I didn't have either, and 1 year old. The 2 that are 2 years old, I didn't have either of them this past holiday season. I will have one of them on our Christmas in July show.
A little age on Mad Elf. I mean, even a lot of age on Mad Elf. We'll take it.
It's such.
I prefer a lot.
I got to be honest with you. No, it's a fantastic beer. The beer's fantastic, right? It's just really hot
and it's pretty.
This year, Dave's 100% right. It wasn't as hot as it normally is this year.
And it's interesting. Like, this is something, and I'm sure you guys have heard this before, where like, these classic beers from classic breweries, some people say legacy breweries or whatever.
We do, and we're all about it too.
Okay, and you'll hear people say they change up the recipe, this, that, and the other thing, And speaking from Troegs' perspective, or in regards to Troegs beers, we're not changing up any recipes, right? But you can't say, like, without a shadow of a doubt that certain kind of ingredients aren't going to change, right? We use real cherries in this beer. We use real honey.
There's no way to control the honey
Yeah.
cherries.
Or the cherries, definitely.
Yeah.
And there's no way to control the malt and the hops in any beer. The recipe's the same.
Yeah.
Where you source the ingredients can be exactly the same. There's no way for any brewery in the world to control what they get. They can only control where they get it from.
Exactly. And like, even like, Nugget Nectar, like, never changed the recipe there, right? You know, we scaled it up at one point, right, from Harrisburg to Hershey, but
Hershey.
you know, that's 15 years ago. But you face challenges that people like the average beer drinker doesn't even realize, right? Like right now, right, our yields weren't the greatest this year, like in terms of like what we got out of our tanks. So we were short like another batch, basically, which is not bad for the amount of that beer that we make. So we had to brew another batch. Some of it's talking about Nugget Nectar. You know, even some of that is coming, like some of the new batch is coming to New Jersey, right? Because we had to cut some wholesalers and stuff like that. And that was supposed to come this week, but there's this thing called hop creep. And the hop creep is this phenomenon where we've kind of like bred hops to kind of like be what we want them to be, but when you do that, sometimes the enzymes don't break down.
Oh, I thought a hop creep was an other half fan. Sorry.
Hey, you said it, not me. But yeah, I mean, you know, so like you face challenges like that, like we you know, the beer's gonna take another week. And you're like, all right, well, like it's out of our control, but like these are things that people don't even realize. Like we're using, you know, natural ingredients. Like, you know, there's only so much that you can do about that.
Do you oh, for fuck's sake! I thought you were opening donuts.
Yeah, me too. I was getting excited.
I wanted a donut.
I was just showing my new other half glass there.
You.
Wait a second. Other half. Did they do anything wrong? Wait a second. Wait. I thought
I got nice glasses. I'm fine. He said it. I didn't. There you go.
Oh yeah. You know, okay.
It's no knock on the brewery itself. It's a bit of a knock on their fan base.
There you go.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Again, he said it. I did.
You know what? To bring it full circle, Brandon, the 100 and rep that got me my job at River Horse, bartends at the other half location in Philadelphia. So if you're out there, Brandon, hope you're doing well, buddy.
Formerly a Goose Island.
Formerly Goose Island, yep.
Right next to the Fillmore.
Right next to the Fillmore, and there's a distillery right there too.
Yep, Blue Coat. Yeah, or Philadelphia Distilling.
They make Blue Coat gin.
And then there is a Jersey brewery that has a tap room out there.
Yeah, Source is right at the block.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, when I drank the Sunshine Pilsner.
Interesting. Yeah, I saw that Source opened up a place in Philly.
It did. They opened right there. Yeah, Fishtown right there. Yep. And which we call and across the street and a block further up, 1 block further up from Source is the other location, or at this point the only location of Feta Sow.
Yes, because the Brooklyn one closed.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that they lost a lot of business when
Spidendevil closed.
Yes.
Yeah. And Spidendevil. Oh, I'm sorry. Give us a moment.
Yes.
Hold on. Moment of silence for Spidendevil. Nice. Okay. Good. All right. Yeah. So there you go. All right. So we're talking about the facility in Hershey, which is right next to Hershey Park, which I think is a perfect lead-in to our top three.
Ooh, segue.
Lead it in.
There you go. So our top three list, because of that fact.
The word segue. So I've got to bring this up because I had this buddy.
Go for it.
Him and I were in Inner Harbor in Baltimore. And
swimming or
no, we're on the boardwalk.
Okay.
And riding along, no, we're just drinking. And riding along the boardwalk on a Segway was a rather obese cop. And for some reason,
liked his donuts, did he?
So what did it?
He liked his donuts, did he?
Yes, he did. Please don't call me Diddy. But for some reason,
maybe I was saying he liked his donuts, did he?
You called me Diddy again. Stop calling me
you. Never mind.
But my friend had this habit of expressing his invasive thoughts. He wanted to body check this guy into the harbor.
Oh my God.
Jeez. All right.
Like, go ahead.
I hope you stopped him.
No, I had bail money, and it would have been fun to watch.
All right.
Just saying.
Putting the blue in Blue Claw.
It's very apropos that you're talking about an event that happened in Baltimore, and I'm taking a sip out of this particular glass, right?
Oh, Mr. Hardball.
Yes. Happy Hardball month. There you go. Finally, light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you. All right.
Anyway.
All right.
Now ends our sports portion of the.
That ends our sports portion of the sports podcast will be next week.
That's the shortest sports portion on the show.
Very good. Now, Tom, let me ask you really quick.
Sure.
For the location you live in, are you a Philly fan?
No, I'm a Yankees fan.
You're a Yankees
fan.
fan.
He already said that.
No. Philly sports fan. Are you a Giants?
No. You know what? It's like I guess like I kind of leaned Flyers at one point, but it's just like hockey is just like not. I don't think it's actually for me. So
football.
I'm a Packers fan.
You're a Packers fan.
He said that earlier.
Yeah.
Packers.
Yeah.
Where was I when he said that?
You were sitting right where you are.
Yeah.
Where was this when he when he said?
My mom was a Giants fan. Dad was an
ass.
Eagles fan. So I went with my grandfather who lived in Wisconsin.
You can't see it.
Apparently your head was up your crapper.
No. I was pulling up my Packers banner. And
no, you asked where your head was when he said that.
My head was on my crapper. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were talking about Hershey Park.
So Hershey Park, right? So Hershey Park is right where Troegs is located, and because of that fact, tonight's top three list is top three favorite amusement park rides we've been on. Top three favorite amusement park rides we've ever, for that matter, been on in the history of us. There you go. And then now our top three list. I'll explain it to Tommy really quick, and we haven't said this on the show in a minute, so.
And basically, and John's doing Tommy a favor here. He's stalling while Tommy can.
Well, exactly. Well, thanks for explaining that.
I got him lined up.
There you go. So we do a top three list. When Dave and I first started this show almost 6 years ago, the first 8 shows were just us. So we figured we'd do a top something list. Right now, we did a top three list in the observation of Prohibition, right? 1933, 3-3. There was 2 of us, 3 and 3. Top 3 list plus a top 10 list would have taken way too freaking long because our top 3 list usually means we have 4, 5, or 6. Tonight, I think Dave has 7.
I think I have 7.
There you go. So, but in any event, our top 3 list tonight, once again, is top 3 favorite amusement park rides we've been on. Tom, kick us off, please, with your top 3.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start with the Gravitron.
Is this 3, 2, 1 you're doing?
Yeah, this is 3. Yeah, this is 3. The Gravitron. Now, back in I born in New Jersey, and in like 3rd grade, my dad took a job down in Florida. So we moved down there. I went to Catholic school. I was an altar boy, Don't ask.
What
but-
happened?
You know what? Tom, when I look at you, I see older boy. I do.
Yeah. I give off that vibe. Deeply scarred. But they had like a St. Patrick's Day festival every year or whatever, and the carnies would come in, they'd set up, do a little fair, and the Gravitron was the one where it was basically like a kind of enclosed, like almost like a spinning top, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was an enclosed spinning top that you would go in and you would like basically it would spin so fast that you would like stick to the walls with the G-force, right? And I don't know, that one was always cool to me because the spinning ones always made me sick, but that one didn't. And I like the fact that you can kind of like try to like stand up and like, do something crazy like that.
Lean out and do all
Yeah.
Were you able to spin upside down?
Like while
yourself.
you're doing it and then like kind of like, Spider-Man it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
So Gravitron, number 3. Number 2.
Any particular location for the Gravitron?
Florida.
Florida.
In general, in Florida.
Delray Beach.
Any Gravitron?
Delray Beach. Cool.
Delray Beach.
Delray Beach, Florida. St. Vincent Ferrar Elementary School. St. Patrick's Day Festival.
Fair enough.
Number 2, bringing it back to New Jersey, El Toro at Six Flags Great Adventure.
Yep.
Growing up, my grandmother lived in Ocean County, and she had like season tickets to
which town?
Manchester or Tom's River.
Manchester's a section of Tom's.
Manchester, yeah. Largest township in New Jersey.
I didn't know that. Now I do. My grandmother, God rest her soul, had season tickets back when they would still do like concerts at Six Flags and stuff like that. If you want to look at like the downfall of Six Flags Great Adventure, I was like, well, like where are the concerts at?
Yeah. Well, actually, the downfall started when the haunted house burnt down and killed a bunch of people.
Oh yeah, that didn't help. But
yeah, that didn't help.
But going there, El Toro, I like those wooden roller coasters. Those are fun.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you're just like, oh, this could fall apart at any point. Like that. That's kind of cool. But like that one was good. And then finally to round it back, going back down to Florida, one of my favorite movies of all time is Jaws, and the Jaws like ride at Universal Studios was always so cool to me because I was like, I'm in the movie. And they had like the animatronic shark coming out of the water. And I don't know. It's kind of cool. I don't even know if that operates anymore.
Did it scare you the first time you were on it?
The first time, yeah. First time. And then the second time, like the second and like,
you're looking forward to it.
Third, fourth, fifth, you're like, I can't wait to see the shark. So yeah, Jaws, love that movie. I watch that at least once a year. And
yeah. You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's no better moment
Show
in a
me
movie.
the way to go home.
I'm
tired, I wanna go to bed.
Exactly.
To my head.
Yep.
So those are my 3. I don't really have any like honorable mentions. I love like water rides and like slides and like doing that.
There you go.
But that would be my honorable mention.
Water rides and slides. There you go. All right. Samurai.
Well, one of my honorable mentions is very similar to the Gravitron. At Great Adventure, I used to work at Great Adventure. I was in the Great Games department, not rides, but we'd get in for free. We'd go on the rides. Sometimes before the park opened, they'd be running the rides. You'd get on the rides before the park opened, or even after it closed sometimes. But like the Gravitron, we had something called the Rotor. Very similar to the Gravitron, but you came in in a door on the side of it. The whole thing was padded. You get in, you stand there, they start to spin it, and then the bottom of it would drop out. And there was no partitions or anything. You could just creep your way all the way around, spin yourself. get yourself far enough up the wall that when it slowed down, you come slamming down onto the floor. There are so many ways to hurt yourself on this thing. It was completely free form. So that's an honorable mention. Another honorable mention, in Disney World, Space Mountain. And the reason it's an honorable mention is, for some reason, they listened to somebody who bitched and complained that the ride was too scary because it was too damn dark. So they had to start letting light in. Back in the day when it was pitch black, your brain did things while you're on this. You imagined the track going one way, and then it would go the other direction.
Oh yeah. Unless you run it for like the 19th time,
and
you knew what was happening
in one day. Yeah.
Right.
But when they started letting light in, it just ruined the whole.
It did. No, you're absolutely right.
The mind fuck of that ride.
I will concur with him, because the first time I was ever on Space Mountain was 1977. All right. Yeah. I was minus 20 years old.
Oh, okay. All right.
Now, another honorable mention.
But hold on. Before you go forward, I have to say this. All right. And I don't want to say this when I do mine. I just want to, in this envelope of Space Mountain, since it's only your honorable mention.
Just do it. Stop explaining. Just go.
Exactly.
Get on.
Exactly. I love Space Mountain. Fantastic. I'm not going to put it in my honorable mentions or anything. I'm just to say it right here. The darkness of it, just the sheer, and there was laser lights and lights and flashing.
But you couldn't see the track.
You couldn't see the track at all, right? It was just above you and everything else. Now, so fast forward to 20-something years ago, I'm with my kids in Disney, and I take two of my kids, and we go on the Wedway People Mover. Okay, remember that?
Yeah.
And it goes through Tomorrowland and everything else. Well, part of the Wedway People Mover went through Space Mountain, and you couldn't see anything. It was still pitch black in there. You're in the car, and all you're seeing is just lights flashing. And when the lights flash, you see a car flying by on the tracks, right? Well, there was something wrong with the ride, and they had it shut down, and they were trying to fix it. So when we were driving through it on the Wedway People Mover, all of the lights were on, and you saw the whole thing right now. And I'm amazed. Now, this is the first time either of these two of my kids are seeing Space Mountain. We went on afterwards, but they hadn't seen it yet. And I'm like, oh my God. And it wasn't until we got out that I realized I had my camera sitting on my lap, and I didn't.
Oh, you fool.
No.
Idiot. I literally called myself an idiot for an hour after that.
I would have called you that for about 5 hours or years.
Anyway, continue. No. Sorry about that.
So my third honorable mention goes back to what Tommy was saying about wooden roller coasters. Mm-hmm. I love wooden roller coasters, from the Runaway Mine Car at Great Adventure,
sure,
to the Seven Dwarfs Mine Car in Disney World, which was the first roller coaster my daughter ever went on, and it was great because she had options of who she wanted to ride it, which, because I want to go with Daddy. Yeah, I gotta love that. But in my honorable mentions is something that was called the Mean Streak. So there is an amusement park in Sandusky, Ohio, called Cedar Point. Cedar Point was the roller coaster capital of the United States for the longest time. They were constantly fighting back and forth with Japan for the biggest, tallest, fastest roller coasters out there. At one point, the Mean Streak was the biggest, fastest wooden roller coaster. This thing was so big that, and I told John earlier today, there was a concession stand underneath it. Two pathways through the park went under this roller coaster.
By the way, this is Dave's way of getting 7 into his top grade.
This thing was what I think 206 feet high. That's rather large.
It's up there.
The amount of timber that was used for this was massive. So that's and then one more, and again, this is from working at a Great Adventure. They had a wooden roller coaster there called Rolling Thunder.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
remember that one.
But every now and then, it was called Red Nut Nagor, which was Rolling Thunder spelled backwards because they'd run it backwards.
A red noth Nilor, yeah.
The
G was silent.
G was silent. They would take the cars off and turn them around so you rode the thing backwards. Mm-hmm. But it was only on one side because they had two sides. So one side, if you
I remember this. This was
right.
That was right, yeah.
And I loved that. So those are my honorable mentions. Now to my number 3. My number 3 actually comes from Universal Parks, and it's the Islands of Adventure side of it. The Hulk roller coaster.
Ooh, nice.
That thing was a beast. That was one of one of the few roller coasters that made me consider believing in God again. It was that thing just flipped you, threw you in all different directions. The G's that thing threw. Love that ride. That was an amazing ride. My number 2 comes from Disney World. The magic that was the Peter Pan ride. It was so tame, but there was this suspension of belief that you were flying over London, that you were overlooking the bay where the mermaids were. Mm-hmm. And I just loved how beautifully rendered this ride was. Very slow ride. You're in like a pirate ship. And that's a ride that only Magic Kingdom can do. Mm-hmm. And again, for another one that was kind of tame, my number 1, and it's my favorite because again, it was just the way what you're sitting in took you through all the different little scenes and vignettes that you saw. Splash Mountain in Disney World. The music, the animatronics, the storytelling that went behind this. And at the very end of it, a sheer drop into water. And you start screaming. And I think that's my favorite ride I think I've ever been on in a amusement park. And I just absolutely love it.
There you go. All right. I'm going to go through a couple really quick.
Before you do, why don't you catch up on comments?
Oh, I got a couple of comments. My sheet is over this. There we go. You're right. Brian Boak said second beer, Ramstein Oktoberfest.
That was about an hour ago.
And then he said his third beer. No, it wasn't quite an hour ago. He said his third beer, Ramstein beer, winter wheat. All beers on draft tonight. There you go.
There you go. It's living it up.
And Day Tripper 6975 toasted us. Cheers, Day Tripper.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. There you go.
I don't think I've ever cheers while killing a Mad Elf.
A Mad Elf. There you go. There you go. All right. So I'm going to give you 2 quickies, 3 honorable mentions, and then my top 3.
This is this way of getting 8.
No, but the quickies are now. These are not by any means my top 3. Okay. There's a number. I shouldn't say that. These are by no means my favorite, if you will. All right. You know what? I'm going to leave them out. It doesn't matter. We can have a discussion with them afterwards. They're not part of the list. I'll give you my honorable mentions. And
wait a second. If one of those that you're going to throw away was the one you were going to mention about Traction Park, you better put that back in.
Well, all right, then I'll do it. Okay, I'll give you
because Traction Park needs to be mentioned.
I'll give you the 2 that aren't part of the list, and I'll give you my 3 in that. There you go. All right. So my one that's not even part of the honorable mentions that I just want to discuss. We'll call it the one in Traction Park. Now, Dave and I talked about.
It's actually we're calling it Traction Park, Action Park.
It's Action Park. It's no longer there now. It's Mountain Creek. It's Vernon Valley. Great Gorge was Action Park. Vernon Valley, Great Gorge was a ski area, and they had one ride there prior to Action Park, and then when they opened Action Park, which we all call back, guys of a certain age in New Jersey call it Traction Park.
Well, there's a reason for that because at least one person a week went to the hospital.
Of course.
At least.
Right. And that was when it was Action Park. Now, most of the rides, not all, most of the rides were water rides at Action Park at the time. All right. But not all of them. But there was one that was there from dates back prior to Action Park. And that's the Alpine Slide. All right. The Alpine Slide was basically you were in this plastic cart with 4 wheels with basically no control.
They had brakes, but they didn't know how to use them.
There was a brake. That's all it was, and it did. Hold on, let me think. Nothing.
Nothing.
It did nothing. Right. And you were in this concrete track.
Concrete
track.
Not even down concrete.
Down the side of a mountain. All right, with drops and gorges and everything else on either side of you. All right, I can't tell you how many times I, popped out of it. All right. Thank God, fortunately, onto grass, not down a gorge.
Because this thing was also known as the skin graft.
Right. Oof. Oh, yeah. Oh, I definitely skinned knees and stuff and elbows and everything else, right? And that's just riding it. That wasn't even popping out.
Yeah. If you flipped in this thing and you were still in the tube, right, you were missing skin by the time you got to the bottom.
Oh my God.
So that's that. And so that's not part of a favorite thing. That's just we're reminiscing here. Right?
Mm-hmm. You remember the kamikaze?
Oh yeah.
So the thing about the kamikaze is when you were a teenage boy and curious about shit, you stood at the bottom of it because every woman that came down the kamikaze had a major wedge. Mm-hmm. Because of
this is many years before thongs were a thing. Well, I think they might have been invented that day.
Actually, it may have invented a thong. Yes.
DIY. All
right. Yeah, pretty much. Well, the thing about the kamikaze is when you scooted off of it, it was probably a good maybe 10 feet before you touched it. At
least, probably more. Probably
maybe
12
more.
or 15 feet.
You were free fall before you hit water.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Makes sense to me. I mean, whew. Take me back.
The other one I was going to talk about was a roller coaster in Circus World back in this is probably the late 70s in Florida, and it was called the Zoomerang. Now it was basically lightning loops. Now if you remember lightning loops from Great Adventure, it was you got up this whole. You walked up to the top.
You had to walk.
You had to walk upstairs to the top, right? And then you get in a car and you went down through a loop and then up the other side, and then you went backwards down through the loop and up the other side. That was the ride, right?
Mm-hmm. Lightning loops, gravity fed. But the thing is, it was so early on. It was one of the first loops ever in a roller coaster.
So but lightning loops in Great Adventure, there was 2 of them, and they were interlocked. Yep. So they would send them at the same time, and you'd have 2 cars going through.
And you try to high five the people in the other cars.
Right.
You weren't close enough to do it. It just looked like you were.
Right. Now, the Zoomerang in Circus World was a single one. It didn't have anything right now. So I'm on it now. This is the late 70s. I'm on it with my father. All right. I'm on it with Jack. And we go, and it was a bar over. All right, over us, and that held you in, right? As we're about to leave, mine was locked. His,
not so much.
Not so much. It was just moving. It wasn't locking at all. So he held it, and we went through the guy didn't even come over. I don't know whether it was smoking a joint or whatever the hell the kid was doing or whatever. He didn't come over. Went through it. He held it. Got up the other side. There's a guy on the other side. He's trying to call him. Oh, Mike. Backwards. He grabs it again and went all the way backwards. Centrifugal force held him in the car. He didn't even need that. But I'm like, he could have fallen out of the friggin' thing. It wasn't moving. Right? Anyway.
I know I lost sunglasses on lightning loops.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm glad you didn't lose your father on
Boomerang, right? Anyway. So that was so those are my 2 I had to talk about. They had nothing to do with favorites by any means, right? But anyway, so my 3 honorable mentions I'll talk about really quick. Whatchamacallit is oh crap. There was
Need your reading glasses?
No. I didn't have one there, and I wanted to talk. Oh, never mind. I know what it is. I'll talk about my 3rd honorable mention when we're done. I just gotta say it then. My 2 honorable mentions, you'll see why.
We hope.
So, Expedition Everest. Okay, in Disney's Animal Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's basic. Have either of you ever been on it?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Okay, right. So when I did not know about the ride before I got on it the first time.
You didn't realize it stopped and sent you back.
And I'm on it with my son. I'm on it with Jonathan. Now Jonathan's like 8 at the time, by the way. All right, so he's not. I don't think he's 8 yet. I think he's 7 prior to his 8th birthday. He's 25 now, right? So, anyway, so we're in the front car. We're in front, right? And boom, boom, we're going through it. Oh, this is really cool, boom. And then I'm like, and there's the tracks going up. They're broken. I'm like, and it dawns. I'm like, oh shit. And then the whole thing's backwards. But it was fun. I'm not a fan of backwards roller coasters. Now backwards the loop, that's fine.
I love them.
Backwards the whole entire ride, I want to see where I'm going.
See, I didn't like that ride for a whole different reason.
Go ahead.
It was one of the first ones I went on where it had that big thing over top of you. Mm-hmm. And my head kept doing this because it snaps you around. I had a headache by the time I was done. My head slamming into that thing.
But Jonathan,
Tommy knows what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I hate that.
Jonathan had a pisser, so it was a good ride. So that's what I want to mention, right? My second honorable mention is the Great American Revolution, and that's in Magic Mountain out in Valencia, California.
Okay.
All right. It's if you remember the movie Vacation, the original Vacation.
Yep.
It's the one they go on. I think it's called On the.
Oh, right. What was the name of that? What was the name of the music? What did
they called it? The Whippersnapper.
No, I know what they called the. Okay, but what did they call the park? There was the Moose and.
Wally World.
Wally World. That was
yeah. Wally World. Next 3 exits. There you go. Right. It was out in Magic Mountain. So that was the it's a single loop roller coaster, right? So that was a cool ride. But that's my second one I mentioned. My number 3 of my top 3, it's a lead-in, is also at Magic Mountain, Six Flags Magic Mountain out in Valencia, California, is the Colossus. It's the wooden roller coaster that you see at the end of Vacation.
Right.
Okay. First time I was on it was like just after Vacation came out, and I'm out there with my father. I'm 16-ish, something like that, and we go on it, and it was probably the best wooden roller coaster I'd ever been on at the time. Now it's called the Colossus. It closed in 2014, so it's no longer there. There's another wooden roller coaster that they built another one, but that one's gone. But it was a really cool roller coaster. And I always remember this story too. I remember this. We're sitting next to him. He was wearing, a short sleeve button-up shirt, and he had a cigar in his pocket, in the breast pocket, right? As we went down the first dip, the cigar came out of his pocket and went flying back. That was great.
So in Disney World, in Disney Studios, you've got the Tower of Terror.
Mm-hmm.
I had something in a pocket when it dropped.
Mm-hmm.
The cool thing was
when it stopped and you went back up, you got it.
No. As we dropped, it came out of my pocket slowly.
Yeah.
And I just went
grabbed
it.
Well, that's what happened on the roller coaster. He was literally watching the cigar like levitate out of his pocket, and it went up and up and up, and it just took off. He was like amazed more than thinking of grabbing it.
I was too stunned. No, I was just like, that's mine. Give me that.
Yeah. And by the way, Tower of Terror, I'm not one for those rides. If it was just the drop, I'm not thrilled with it, but I would have been fine. The fact that would bounce and then it goes up and bounce again and up and bounce and up. You know what? Stop. Let me off.
Every time you think it's done, it's not done.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's my number 3. My number 2 in Busch Gardens in Williamsburg, Virginia.
The beer garden.
The beer garden. That's my number 2. Yeah. That ride is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's the Loch Ness Monster. If you notice, the theme to all of mine are roller coasters, right? The Loch Ness Monster. I'm a big roller coaster file, if you will. Anyway,
under what?
I file it under whatever. File it under nut bar. The Loch Ness Monster is really, really cool. It's a twin loop roller coaster. They're interlocking, and you're riding both of them, right? So you You go through, you go up at the drop, you climb up, it's super high. And then I don't know if either of you have been on Loch Ness Monster in Williamsburg, Virginia. It drops, that first drop is like 175 feet. It's almost straight down, right over to like 5 feet over water. And then you're back up the other side. And you go to, it's a really cool roller coaster. Well, my number one. And it's for a few reasons.
Several, I might say.
Right. And that's the Super Duper Looper in Hershey Park.
We actually had one in Hershey.
Okay. All right. Now, the reason you obviously would think that I'm using that as my number one tonight, yes, it's one of the reasons because obviously Troegs is in Hershey. But it was the first loop roller coaster I had ever gone on back in 76 or whatever the hell it was. And it was the first loop roller coaster that my kids had ever gone on. And I took that on. And
John also accidentally lost his virginity on that roller coaster.
I did. Accidentally.
In 76.
I didn't mean to. It just happened.
Did you sign the declaration that year too?
Of course, I did.
Now, Tommy, you're right there. Have you been on any of the rides at Hershey?
Here's the kicker, folks. I've never been to Hershey Park. I've been in Hershey.
So out of the three of us, I'm the only one that's been to Hershey Park.
Well, no, there's been more people. Just Tommy and I have.
I just said of the three of us.
Oh, of the three, I missed that.
I'm the only one that's been to Hershey.
It's one of those things like, I should go up early one meeting and just do it, or stay late.
You should.
And I haven't done it yet. It'll happen. It's.
Well, the funny thing is, like my older kids are going on, and my younger daughter, she's like walking around. What the hell are you doing? I'm like, walk over. Oh, no, you're not going on without me. You're too young. Rachel, what's going on, right? And so we all went on. That was the first. So it's the first loop roller coaster I ever went on. It was the first loop roller coaster they ever went on. So that's why it's my number one.
That's
and that other one I wanted to mention is that honorable mention. I want to throw it in now because it involves the kids. It's not a roller coaster at all, and it's very tame. Call it tame ride. It's also in Disney, and that's the Haunted Mansion.
Oh yeah, good one.
Great call. The Haunted Mansion is all. I actually have. So when the Haunted Mansion hit its, I think, 50-year anniversary, they threw a huge party, and there's all these swag bags that they gave out. In the swag bags was a Hawaiian type shirt.
Nice.
And it had all these frames on it from all those pictures with the moving eyes. With the moving eyes.
Oh, yeah.
And before the event was over, these were all up on eBay. And I was watching. And I got one of them.
Nice.
And so after I got it, when I went to Disney, when we went to Magic Kingdom, I wore it.
Nice.
I can't tell you how many people went, that's such a cool shirt. And then we went on Haunted Mansion.
There you go.
And online, just the conversations online, then we get into the ride. And, you've got that ghoul that's, introduces you to what's going on. You're in that room that goes all black, and they're like, ooh, yeah. And they look at me like, where'd you get that shirt? Right, breaks character immediately. Yeah, that's a good call. I hadn't thought about that one.
Nice. Yeah.
That's because Disney. Come on, think about it. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pirates of the Caribbean and Pirates of the Caribbean. Both of them.
Yeah, both of them. Here's the cool thing: is after
the original and the sequel.
Exactly. Right.
After the movie came out, if you were on that ride, because they retooled the ride to.
Oh, it's nothing like it was. Well, it's a little like
it's very much like it is, but there's a few things they added just to because they put Jack Sparrow in it, Barbossa's in it, and all that. But if you were ever on that ride and you see two Jack Sparrows, one of them is Johnny Depp.
Oh, he's there?
Every now and then he will go and act on that ride. So there's the animatronic one. And if you see a second Jack Sparrow, it's actually Johnny Depp. He's the only person they allow to do that.
Wow.
And he does it every now and then. If he's in Florida, Johnny Depp takes the costume everywhere he goes. Mm-hmm. And there's times where he will take the costume, put it on, and visit children's hospitals.
Nice.
And there was one time they had this kiosk, and so they had Captain Jack Sparrow on the kiosk, and people would go up to it and then talk to it, and it would reply back. But there was a camera so that the person playing Jack Sparrow could see them. And it was actually Johnny Depp. They didn't realize that they're talking to Johnny Depp the whole time.
Nice.
Yeah, he loves that role. From what I understand, they're doing a 6th one, and he's coming back.
Oh my God.
Not surprised. Take the money.
Actually, I really think he just loves the role.
Mm-hmm.
I think he does too.
I think he just loves the role. And the fact that Keith Richards was his father in it.
There you go.
And remember who his uncle was? Who played his uncle? His Uncle Jack?
Was it Alice
Yeah,
Cooper?
it was not Alice Cooper.
It was Paul
No.
McCartney.
It was Paul McCartney. Yeah, you're right. It was Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I loved I love you. Anytime I hear Keith Richards, I love the picture. Keith Richards
Holding
a baby, and it says, "Here's a baby picture of Betty White being held by Keith Richards." Love it. That's great.
And then there's the picture of God and Adam. Right?
Right.
And Adam's going, wait a second, who's him? Who's he? Oh, that's Keith Richards.
That's
He was
Keith
there when I got here.
he was here when I got here. I love it. We got another comment from Brian Boak. He said, I went to Hershey for an RV show last year and went to the brewery afterwards.
We remember.
Very nice.
Yes.
Remember it too. Yep, absolutely.
We do recommend, go to Hershey, have fun, get to the brewery.
Yeah.
Get the damn pretzel.
You get the pretzel.
Gotta get the
Everything
pretzel.
else on the menu is great too.
It is, but you got to get the pretzel.
Exactly. All right. What events wise, what's coming up this year for Troegs? At the brewery, in Jersey, in Pennsylvania, throughout the rest of the states, whatever.
I can only really speak to like Jersey mostly, but doing a sampling at ShopRite Westfield
This Friday, right?
This Friday.
I heard about that.
You heard about that one?
I did.
Next week, or actually like tomorrow, if you're listening to this live, tomorrow at Hops Bar in part of Famous Frog in Morristown, I'm doing some bingo.
They reopened Hops?
Oh yeah, Hops has been open.
Oh, because I
don't think it ever closed.
No, they did close for a little bit.
Maybe during COVID, but yeah, they're back and they're rare. Yeah, we're doing bingo tomorrow. Just like Troegs, we're gonna do that the last Wednesday of every month. Second Tuesday of every month, I hang out at Revolution in Morristown.
Revolution Bar. That's cool.
It's a very, very, very far drive from Hops Revolution.
yeah.
Or Stumble.
Some
right
say a
back.
hop, skip, and a jump. But next week is our biggest and longest running Nugget Nectar event forever in New Jersey. It's at Andy's Corner Bar in Pagoda, New Jersey.
Nice.
That is on Wednesday, the 4th, February 4th. If you've never been to Andy's Corner Bar, the best bar in the state.
It's fantastic.
If you love craft beer,
Yeah.
and if you like just a cool bar, right? BYO food, which is awesome too. Just a great time.
George and Barb are fantastic. They're great people.
Great, yeah. George and Barb, the best. It's the last year they're doing it, so they've said for the past 5 years.
Sure it is.
Sure it is. That is.
And I think 5 years is. I think 5 years is generous. I think the first time I heard George say it was about 12 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. But in terms of Jersey, that is it. There'll be some beer fest around the state in the next couple of months as well.
Are you doing the last AC Beer Fest?
Maybe. we will see. I think that's a tentative yes. But we got some samplings at some liquor stores and stuff like that. But in terms of like big events, Andy's Corner Bar next week is like the real big one. Westfield sampling. That's always a great time.
Westfield is 2 to 4 this Friday. Westfield, New Jersey.
Is it 2 to 4 or 4 to 6?
It's whatever you want.
I think it's 4 to 6.
I think it's 4 to 6. Yeah, I think you're right.
For 1 second, I was tinkling. What's going on, Andy's?
Andy's next.
Next week is our biggest Nugget Nectar event of the year in New Jersey on Wednesday.
Wednesday the 4th.
Wednesday the 4th. Double Nugget Nectar will be on tap. Nugget Nectar. Double. You got that right. And
now Nugget Nectar is already 7.5. So yeah.
So this is what? Oh no, can't do math. I can't. No, sorry.
I don't even 9.5. I think
that's not double.
Well, yeah.
It's double.
Double is it's
double is subjective.
And what time does that start? Because I've got a 1 o'clock cardiologist appointment.
Open to close. So 2 till we're usually there all night.
Alrighty, so maybe
we've been doing that event since maybe 2003.
That's a lot of pretzels.
Yeah.
Georgia Bar, we've gone through a lot of pretzels over the years.
And then
and Brian
we'll also have Cask Nugget.
Love Andy's
Cask Nugget.
If I mean, like, I'm supposed to be picking that up on Monday from the brewery, so hopefully they have it ready for me. But Cask Nugget,
I'm supposed to go to the office on Thursdays, but that's sounding like I'm not gonna.
That event sounds like you're not going to the office on Thursday.
No.
But I'm not going to be able to make it up for that. I wish I could, but I have a sports podcast that night. It's the Wednesday before the Super Bowl, so I kind of got to do that.
It might be an important one, but
I will be. I promise I will be at the event at 4 to 6 this Friday.
I wonder why.
So I'll be there.
Kind of your job.
So. Yeah. Well, thanks for having me, guys. It's been
absolutely.
Well, we do have one more point of order before we leave.
Please do.
It's one more of the days. It is International Port Wine Day.
Put that up really quick.
So I'm going to sign off with a little bit of port wine. I don't know if John said he was going to join me, but it does not look like he's ready.
I'm not ready. I'm still drinking my Troegs. So.
But I'm actually. This one's. I usually have much more expensive port than this, but this is not a bad port. Graham's 6 grapes. It's a damn good port.
Nice. John
knows I like the 30-year and the 40-year ones, and but saving up for a trip in May. So you Cheers. Okay over there? You okay?
Yeah, I'm trying to reach
your port.
I don't have any port. I'm sure I have some port barrel age.
Oh, I love port barrel age. Everything.
Yeah.
What do you got there?
I'll join you. I'm gonna have a little Founders Reserve Sandeman's.
Sandeman's is some good stuff. That's a ruby, isn't it?
It's a ruby. Yeah.
It is a ruby.
Sláinte, gentlemen.
Oh, it's very nice. Just a little bit.
I've got to get the port though. I know just enough about port to be dangerous, and I need to go to Porto to learn what I don't know.
Book it. Book the flight now.
I think you need to.
I think that'll be next year's trip. Salut.
Sláinte.
Chindan.
That one's salut because I think that's what the Portuguese say.
Salut. They say salut. There you go. All right. Well, anyway, all right. So check out if you're in the Westfield area on Friday, 4 to 6. Stop by, see Tommy.
Friday,
this Friday, 4 to 6, and then next Wednesday, 2 to ? At Andy's Corner Bar in Pagoda, New Jersey.
If you stumble in late, you'll be seeing myself and my coworkers being pretty rambunctious,
having fun.
Yeah,
there you go.
And enjoying pizza from next door probably at some point.
We start with Peck before the
Peck. Oh yes,
yeah, but
that's newish, but yes,
newish. Yeah.
I remember being in Andy's once and helping him clear the pizza boxes.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And trying to find room in the dumpster and back for the pizza boxes.
All right. Tom, stick around for a couple minutes. We'll talk to you afterwards. But on that note, we will wrap up the show for today. We want to thank everybody for watching. And for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.lageroom.com. That's LAGEROOM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course our YouTube channel. All of them are at The Lager Room. Remember, we go live with the video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Twitch every Tuesday night around 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on our audio host, Spreaker, as well as iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Odyssey, Audible, Pandora, Amazon Music, iTunes Music, YouTube Music, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, Castbox, Deezer, Podchaser, Listen Notes. Pretty much anywhere you can find an audio podcast, you can find the Lager Room Guys Craft Beer Podcast. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Once again, Tom, thanks for coming on the show. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Anytime. Really.
Absolutely. Amazing time. Love talking about Troegs. Love talking about legacy brands and legacy beers and Troegs. It's right in smack dab in the middle of all of that.
This is your rating tonight, John.
Go for it. Port. There you go. That's my rating. Yeah. No flubs, and I actually don't get an actual rating. So there you go. Yeah.
You didn't have flubs. You had some stalls and some slurs.
No, that was just me breathing.
You're not allowed to breathe during it.
I'm not allowed to breathe during it. There you go.
Seriously, you normally don't breathe during it.
I will record it from now on and edit out all of the breaths. So there you go.
The breaths.
It will sound like a recording. There you go.
No breasts. Okay.
No breasts. I'll edit out all the breasts. There you go. Anyway, have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. And we will talk to you next week, folks. Take care. Cheers.
We will next week.
Next week.
We'll be here.
Enjoy.
Hope you are too.